Hello everybody, David here. Also meow. It's probably going to get old one day. So we're up to episode 15 for the UCL build. And we're in the home stretch. I've got south quad to be done. Gotta do this area which looks like a maintenance area. I can't see a lot of details because the Google Maps kind of stops like hairish. So I can't really see the detail, but I'll do what I can. Obviously have to fix this part of the face, put windows in, and put the building that's here in. I really love that wall. Just adds enough extra colour and change to counteract all of the brick. So sweet. I also need to do a little bit of interior on the exterior. There's some eating areas either side of the tunnel. It's like a pathway between tunnel and this. I think it's a cafe or possibly just the entrance to this part of UCL. So I want to put like tables and stuff like that in here. There's also a building in this gap here. You can see I've marked it off with a piece of stone. Some of the front zigzagged. And to also continue the facade on this side to the end. And if I'm lucky, do the internal courtyard. And obviously first cut the facades on those three sides. The extra builded extensions for these terraced houses. They look so small in Minecraft terms, but like this one's 3 meters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 meters by 5. So that's actually bigger than my lounge. My sitting room is like about my lounge. It's about 4 by 3, not 5 by 3. So they look small, these spaces, but in real terms they're not actually that small. The problem is that walls in houses aren't actually 1 meter square. So I want to be doing that, and then tidy and add extra detail and like plants and stuff, and maybe a garden. There's also a fence that I believe kind of cuts off these terraced houses, the backs of them, from the campus. I believe there's also a car parking lot in here somewhere, like some areas where a car is allowed. The zig building needs to be done. I'm probably just gonna add, like maybe change the palette up a little, and just make it tall and meld the two buildings together. It's the actual, in real life this part is a bit bigger than it actually is. I had to compress it because it's my scale's all wrong. There isn't actually enough space for all the buildings that need going in. There's also going to be a big tree here in the gap to pretend to be a building. I might finish off the churches with a 1-story building. Maybe have the beginning of this, like the front door, equivalent like the floor level here. And then it can be a 1-story building and not impact the glass on both sides thing. And I also want to try again to fix this roof because it's not what I wanted it to be. But I've just recently been exposed to someone who is COVID positive. So I may get sick, which means I won't be able to do as much work, but we'll see what happens. I'm not particularly tired or run down, so it could just be a near miss. So there's quite a bit to do, but I think it's realistic for one episode, especially as I've extended the episodes out to being 10 or 11 days of cycle, so it gives me more time, lowers my stress levels. I'm quite looking forward to seeing South Quad finished, because it's such a nice sort of, you come through a channel and then you come into a nice area to eat lunch and hang out and maybe study in the sunlight. It'd be quite nice. I may even the part of the TSU story that has the university hasn't been published, so I may even change the eating area to here, to the South Quad, instead of down to the banks like it was originally. But we'll see, because we also need a park and an admin building, which should theoretically go this way. But we'll see. It's not important. It's a long way off before me publishing it or filming it, even, because it's a side story, a backstory that doesn't really fit as a book. It suffers, unfortunately, from prequel sickness, as some people call it. There's not enough. It's all backstory, so there's not enough of its own story to be compelling in and of itself. So I have to figure out a unifying storyline to add to it, so it's a bit more interesting, or more unified. But we'll see what happens. I've got lots of time, and my brain has this habit of chewing on things for ages, and then all of a sudden I'll go, maybe I could do this. And then I do this and it works. Just takes a while sometimes. So we'll have a go, see where we end up. And I'll come back to... Ooh! There's a flower. Hello, flower. Yeah, shouldn't I do? Go back to the nice background of the flowers. The vines. I'm pretty sure vines and flowers are different. Anyway, wish me luck. And cue the music. welcome back from the montage. Also, meow. The UCL build is huge, and I'm just hovering here in the air like you can do in creative mode, and realizing how much work I put into this. Each week, each episode has got anywhere from 10 to 15 hours worth of actual work in, not including 2 or 3 days of editing and etc, to make the video. So, and this is episode 15 at least of the UCL build, so that's a minimum of 150 hours of playtime, which is a lot. It is, considering I can only do kind of 4 to 6 hours of play a day, but that's quite a lot. But I'm really happy with how far it's got, and I'm in the last leg. I'm not going to add any more to this for a while, and I'm probably not going to add any more of real life UCL to this build. Possibly there's a building on the corner over there that I might do, because it's a big ass hospital and I kind of like the shape of it. But other than that, I'm not going to be doing any more replica stuff. There's not a lot left to do. God, I had to go so far back to show all of it. It's taking ages to get back. I basically have a little bit of set dressing to do. I have to make the concrete, the cobble walkways. There's a little building here that's like a maintenance building, or like an electrical, like a fuse building, the big fuse box. Obviously the face as well, I've got to put that into brick. And the tunnel, there's some kind of like tunnel here. In Google Maps it's just black, you can't see much, so I'm just going to use black concrete and pretend it's bigger than it is. And other set dressing like tables and chairs here and here. I want to make this meld nicely into this without it being just a line, so I'll texture that area. Obviously all of this is cobbled and concrete and stuff, and there's a roundabout here. So most of what needs to be done is just set dressing things. I'll have a day and I'll put like all the remaining floors that need to be done in. I save that for no brain days, because you don't need a brain to put floors on. I'll put fencing in and grass and maybe a little pathway between buildings. The only real crink in the last part of this episode is this place in here. I thought this was the John Wilkins courtyard area, whatever. I think it's Wilkins or Wilson, but it's actually the next one over. My neat little garden, secret garden, and I'm not going to trash it. Sorry, I like it. It's going to have to be inaccurate. I'll put the John Wilkins one in here. It goes sort of has a surface level here or here, and then it goes down. It's got steps that go down to this level and connect to that level, and it seems to be like an area where people have meals and study and stuff, so I'll make a nice area, but it won't be accurate just because I don't want to kill the garden that I made out there. I really like that garden. But after I've done all the set dressing and the little bit of building that needs to be finished, that will be it. I'm not intending on doing any more on the UCL build for a while. I can at least say Once those bits are done, then I'm done, that it's finished. At least the block, the entire block is done. When my city eventually meets the university, because there's about a kilometre and a half between here and the rest of the city. If I get to that point where they meld in together, I'll figure out how much of what else is here to do. But for the moment, I think I'm just gonna sit on the cruciform roof and admire the view. It's a pretty cool view. I think I listened to 3 or 4 Pratchett books making this particular building. So it is almost done. Episode 15. You only have one more montage, hopefully, and then that'll be it. I will be doing that cartoon that says, "Screw you guys, I'm going home." Whatever that is. I don't know what that is. It's probably something terrible, like South Park or something, but it's forwards, not backwards. But I keep staring at what I've done, and I'm pretty happy with it, and I might do a walkthrough at night when it's nighttime and all the lights and stuff are on and whatever. It's really pretty in this section, and I can maybe do a montage with music and just walk my character through all the little ins and outs and streets and stuff and just enjoy the view. I bet Mallet Place is lovely at night. And then we can say goodbye to UCL for a little while. I sound desperate because it's been very satisfying, and I'm completely gobsmacked that I figured out how to do the cruciform building. It's got another building name, but I can't remember what it is. It was a hospital at one point. So there's a lot of victory here, a lot of hard work and mental anguish to try and fix the scale. But I'm really quite pleased with what I've done, how much I've done, and you get to see the final montage. Woo! Anyway, here we go. Wish me luck, and cue the music. And welcome back. I've made it night time, chilling in this new kind of gardening area. I had originally intended on making this at least like one of the areas in real life, but this city, Aram City, is a part of a country called Irana on a continent with 5 nations on it, and the 5 nations have sort of like treaty agreements, like non-interference treaty and a dedication, an intention to not destroy the planet environmentally. There's no colonialism, there's no like intense capitalism. Obviously there's some capitalism because it's very hard to imagine a world, at least with our technology level, without any capitalism, but without a money system at all. But there's no dominance, or not as many dominance. Dominance is seen of as sort of a thing gross people do. So I thought it was more appropriate to have a giant tree in this one. Not only to match the other clear area courtyard over there, but it just felt right to match that intention. That this is a culture that doesn't particularly want to interfere with the environment as much as we do. Despite the fact that UCL was obviously built as a model, like of the actual UCL in London. So, yeah, I was trying to build the other one with the steps and the courtyard area and stuff, and I got the sticky outy, like this wall, I got it quite well, and then it just felt wrong to just concrete all of this area up, so instead I made a custom tree. I really like this area. If I'd had an area like this at my university, I would have lived here, pretty much. Not to say that my university wasn't green. We had a lot of green areas, but not surrounded in buildings like this, like a courtyard. Not what that I could find anyway. The other one is up here. This whole block of buildings has turned into a rabbit warren. I have to know which stairs to go up and down to get wherever. But there's the other one that I did earlier, which I also like and probably would hang out if it was at a university that I was studying. I may redo that facade. I don't actually like the end blocks, whatever it's called. End stone bricks. Okay. But everything else is pretty much finished. Like, just the bare bones. Obviously, there's no, very little interior. But that's not the end of the world. Now, let's see if I can remember how to get to South Quad. Oh, that's right. Here it is. South Quad. Well, actually, the driveway into South Quad. So this goes out to the road. And the moon. So, there's the Bloomsbury? The theatre, anyway. I put a bunch of banners, which really I like up close. But the problem is you go far away and they unrender, which is kind of trippy if you don't know that's what it's doing. And just, so people know, with the rainbow, there's rainbows everywhere throughout City. just so people know, I'm at home, that I'm rainbow friendly. The entire rainbow. Here's the little driveway and the little tunnel. That building looks quite nice. I tried to do the roundabout and it got really dark, so I put a bunch of glow lighting down, so that's why it's got that odd texture. It took a while to get the texturing in for the concrete. I was going to do it for the road part as well, but then it would look like more footpath. So I sort of left it blank because it'd be less confusing. I got halfway through doing this building before I realised that there's actually, a tree there, which was kind of fun to do. I did all the floors in there and lit the place. So there's floors and stuff, although there isn't any doors out to the balcony, but it's not the end of the world. I'm quite happy with how this area looks. It looks quite nice even in the daytime. But the tables and chairs worked, and I put candles in random little spots just to increase the lighting, and obviously little bits of glow lichen as well. The problem is that the candles won't go on the tables, because candles go on okay. So if I do that, the candle I can put on the end rod, but if I put a trapdoor and then try and put candles on it, all it does is it won't do it because it's not on the right surface. So I couldn't put candles on the table without the tables not having legs. So there's candles on the floor in random little spots just to keep the lighting up, because this area is plenty dark at night. But I'm really happy with this. I love how black concrete totally futzes with my brain, because I can't tell what's I know that that's a wall, but I don't actually know where the wall is. Okay, so it zigzags. There we go. It's the wonders of a black concrete, even with shaders on. Zoom. I put lights up here as well because it was very dark down here too. This tree's quite nice. I'm really proud with my learning how to do custom trees. I left the church windows not windows because it's the only way to have windows is to sort of change how it looks, and I like how it looks, so it's going to stay like that. This whole area looks really nice at night. There's Mallet Place. So exciting how it feels like a part of a city. It's its own discrete area. And if you stay in the middle, you can't tell that there isn't a whole city around it. It's really quite lovely. But if I go over here, where is my normal perching hovering space, it's huge. As I said in the midtro, this is so many tens of hours of work, probably a couple of hundred hours actually. And I'm so proud of how much work I've put into it, and it's particularly amusing for me because my friend only suggested doing the main quad and I ended up doing everything else, even while constantly saying I wasn't going to do the whole lot. I may come back and do more around it, but not for a while. I've kind of had enough. I want to focus on the Rise of Hawk movie, narrated movie. It's going to take all of my my energy, my spare energy, to be able to do the narration movie. So, narrated movie? I don't know what to call it. Animated audiobook. Ooh, that looks cool. So I won't be doing any more on UCL for a while. Any builds I will do will probably be for the movie. But I hope with all of these, you enjoyed the journey. I've got a few extra details to finish off eventually, like I've been putting off doing the custom trees in here and doing the final details in this area. And I probably should like put curtains on absolutely everything, because you know, you go past and you can tell the place is empty. There's just nothing. It needs more life in it. But for now and for a while, I'm very happy with what I've done. I'm quite proud about how much work I've done, and all of this is just huge. Go back down here into the really nice little garden area that I like. Although South Quad is pretty cool too. Alright, so for a little while I shall see you later, and I hope you all had a really good time watching the next phase of my videos. But for now, ara ni tasa.